The following podcast contains real reviews and the ridiculous reactions of two would-be oracles of the internet. The opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Seriously.
Hello and welcome to this edition of ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
And boy, do we have an episode of a podcast. What's the podcast about? Well, we got to tell you every week. In case you forgot, it's about reviews. It's about the internet. It's about the reviews on the internet, like from Amazon, Yelp, Google. Does that cover it, good buddy?
That pretty much covers it, top to bottom.
Top to bottom, like one of those good blankies that you don't even got to worry if it's on the bed right. It's just endless blanking in every direction.
We love it. Your feet are just, they're set.
They're good to go. You hate when you make like a floor bed and one of the bottom blankets is a little shorter than the others, and you're like, feet are just hanging off into nothingness. Feel naked alone.
A dusty wood floor, linoleum, you don't want your feet on that.
Unless the blanket bed's on the sofa and you can do I'm injured, let me put my leg up type sleep position. Man. That's good stuff. So we're going to read a review. Like I said, you got one?
I got one. I got a Google Maps review here for Dave and Buster's Rosemont location. You ever been to a Dave & Buster's?
I have been to a Dave & Buster's once, and then one opened up in Green Bay when I was there, and I was like, I'm going every weekend. Never went.
Yeah, I've been intending to try and get to one for, I don't know, the past couple of years. Hasn't happened. There's like half off Wednesday nights. I'm like, that'd be great to go. Hasn't happened. Yeah,
it's definitely Chuck E. Cheese for big kids in all the good ways and the bad.
Exactly. This is a review, though, from Jesse Dominguez. Jesse writes, I've been coming here for years and will never come back. We were at the table 20 minutes before any staff came and talked to us. The manager came by, clearly irritated, and apologized that the server was behind. She rolled her eyes at my husband because he got happy when she asked for his ID after he ordered a beer. We ordered all of our food and drinks and still didn't have anything on the table for another 20 minutes. They didn't have the vegetarian option and offered a sandwich, which ended up just being fries on a burger bun. We got our food before our drinks. They never brought me the side I ordered. The management team should be ashamed of how they are running that place. No amount of remodeling will make up for bad services and dirty bathrooms. Do not come here. 1 star.
She said her husband got happy after the waitress asked for his ID. Guaranteed, He told some joke that the waitress hears 10 times a night, every night of her life.
You expect an eye roll.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do at that point? Like, I love jokes. I love when people want to get a jokey rapport with me. Let's do it. But there's only so many times I can hear the same old guy joke before I just want to scream.
It's like trying to hold back a sneeze. It's damaging to you if you don't let that reflexive eye roll just. Okay,
your eyelids will pop right off or something.
Your brain will explode.
The one that I always got, you're having trouble with the credit card. They're having trouble with the credit card machine, or like the cashier needs to do a couple it's free then. Yeah.
Oh my God, that would get old so fast.
It's the first time it's like, yep. And then the 37th time it's like, no, man.
Guess we're going to have to wash dishes, huh? Hey.
It's just a lot. It's a lot of psychic damage to withstand every night. And people who aren't in service just can't understand, I guess.
The closest I can come to understanding is like being on an improv stage and every audience week after week thinking their random idea is the best random idea when it's always going to be Pineapple or Atlantis or the same thing I heard last week or an hour and a half before.
Just the one guy screaming dildo every...
Stripping with gonorrhea.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's just like, I'm glad you're having fun, buddy, but you are nails on the chalkboard to me right now, and I just can't. I can't put on the mask for that. I've done it I've already put on the mask 30 times. You know, you just happen to be. You won the lottery, motherfucker.
The mask is. The latex is deteriorated. It is falling apart.
It's scorched. It's got a big fucking burn hole right in the middle. It's basically
it's falling apart like the Yoda puppet. It can't last. It wasn't meant to survive this long.
It's less of a mask and more of a like what those head cages wrestlers wear at this point. See the whole thing. But what else was going on in this review? I mean,
what do you think of the vegetarian option?
That's Dave and freaking Buster's, man. You got to go to a craft beer bar if you want some good vegetarian.
Yeah, truly, if you want a good veggie option, Dave and Buster's probably ain't the place. But like the old fries on the bun. There's your meal.
I know some vegetarians who fuck with that. Well, can you imagine going to Chuck E. Cheese and getting mad there's no vegan options?
Pretty sure that's what they do at Trolley Dogs for they don't have a veggie dog. They just give you fries and a hot dog bun.
Old Trolley Dogs.
We can run that sucker through the garden if you want. If you like your starches.
I know a couple vegetarians who don't really eat vegetables, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is that flavor of them.
I don't particularly care for healthy eating. I just don't like the idea of putting flesh in my mouth. So this cheese and bread, now that's some food I can get behind. And I don't know, if the bathrooms are nasty, yeah, that's off-putting to me. But like, how many gas stations have I regulared at where I know the gas station is just a no-fly zone? It's just a part of life.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
You get a bad waitress. The place is having trouble getting good waitresses. Welcome to the fucking world. Enjoy your stay.
Do you have a review to take us away from that?
I do.
Melodramatic situation.
Let's go to this melodramatic situation. Usually I save the comic booky nerdy reviews towards the end, but I think this one's got legs. Submitted by Benjamin McQuiggan. Thank you, Ben. This one he said this one didn't make his poll list. I think that's what comic book guys call it. Didn't make his poll list this week, but he thought the reviews were interesting nonetheless. From comicbookroundup.com, we got Harley Quinn, Fartacular, silent but deadly. Number 1.
I feel like I've seen this cover.
Yeah, I'll shoot it over. It's a lot. It's just a lot to handle as a fan of American art.
Oh, God. It's so dumb.
It's so... Not even if you're like friend who liked drawing funny, gross drawings all the time and his notebook showed you this, you'd be like, come on, Ron. Is it...
And it's not even, if you were able to projectile fart, it's not even like the sights aren't even lined up.
Right.
Where's that coming out of?
Yeah, that's true. That's a tailbone fart right there. It's Harley Quinn Fartacular, silent but deadly. It's got Harley Quinn on a stage, sort of raising her hat and shooting a noxious green fart that is filling the room. All the backup dancers are about to vomit. This is just in time for April Fools. The tagline is calling all sickos, this one's for you. Oh God. So without further ado, I got 2 reviews here, both professional critic reviews, as they do on here sometimes.
Yeah.
From AIPT, we got Chris Copland. They say, don't be a square. The Fartacular is meant to be dumb and weird, but it also has heaps of lessons and insight to offer. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, sure it does. Yeah, what?
Ray Goldfield is a little more critical, but perhaps espouses a little more.
Yeah, square. Having taste and self-respect isn't being a square.
That's true. That's true. Self-respect is extremely cool and circular. Ray Goldfield from Geek Dad writes, Brandt and Stein's art is delightfully cartoony, parentheses, in a fart comic. And the comic has a few good messages about respecting boundaries, parenthetical, in a fart comic. I'm sure this is a book for someone, but it's very much not for me. Although the last few pages did have a reveal that was pretty amusing. But overall, this is a book that went, let's tell a double-length story about Harley maybe having a fart fetish and play that out to the stinky end. I don't even know what to make of that, but happy April Fool's Day, I guess. 5 out of 10.
All right, measured. I dig that. Yeah, though, like the actual artwork, if you take out the fart and the weird fart placement and trajectory, it looks like artwork I would enjoy.
No, definitely
I
very
like the style.
A lot of DC Batman comics, very dark, very brooding. Marvel too, but DC's kind of especially known for it. So this cartoony, bright
and fun.
It's refreshing, right? Great for a Harley Quinn story until the sub.
It's a fart comic.
Until it's a fart comic. And what I wanted to say before but I wanted to get the reviewer's words is, this thing about stuff like this these days after being exposed to the internet like I have, I can't help but feel like there are people reading this for sexual reasons, right?
Oh, no.
There are people into farting, not for the funny haha, but for the funny tingle that they get. And it's not their fault, right? Their synapses were wired in some sort of way.
That's true.
That I can't judge, but I think what really bothers me about it is the disconnect between that enjoyment and the sort of innocent enjoyment that they might be trying to push, the ha farts are funny enjoyment. You can't have that anymore without freaks looking through the corners. Sorry, I don't want to use that word. People with different synapses looking around the corner going, yes. And
finally.
Right, and I don't is the author aware of that happening when they're making it? Like that whole the sort of those wires getting crossed there is really what makes me uncomfortable. Because making porn doesn't make me uncomfortable. The existence of porn doesn't. Because the creators know what audience is going. Like everyone's on the sort of same
they're
page.
Doing.
Yeah.
And generally in so many comics, the hyper-muscular, hyper-sexualized, hyper-idealized forms of these heroes, you know what they're doing. They're putting them in these positions in scenarios intentionally. But when it's like this, you're like, what's going on?
Right. I think fetish and fetish art is just fine, but when not everyone's on the same page about it, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I couldn't help but read this now, knowing what I know about the world and the internet and people and their thoughts, without being like, every joke I laugh at, there's another 10 dudes who are taking it a much different way. And I don't even feel bad for me about that. It's just like the author, the other fans, how do you parse this in this day and age? And I think Ray Goldfield points it out too. He's like, for some reason he has a fart fetish now. He used the word.
People might enjoy that.
That's the thing. People might enjoy it, and they're allowed to enjoy it however they want. But it just gives me the willies.
All right, yeah. I have a something to take us away from that, I've got a Google, not a Google Maps review. This is just a pure Google review. You know, there's a distinction when you search products and media. Sometimes you get just a Google review. This is a Google review for the Netflix show Shadowhunters. A coworker was trying to talk to me about it today, and I was like, okay, that's cool. It's like there's half angel human hybrids, and they're trying to kill demons and maybe like vampires and stuff. It's edgy and dark and cool. Okay,
Could be vampires.
could be vampires. Could be people who just have neck fetishes. Who's to say?
You never know with these damn vampire stories anymore.
This is Cheyenne's review. Cheyenne writes, I'm not picky about books or movies or TV shows at all, since I mostly enjoy anything. But this series was so good. I first found out about it like 2 weeks ago when I was doing my gay thing on YouTube, since girls are super hot. And I came across a clip of Magnus at Alex's wedding, and I gasped. Wow, I thought, that looks pretty good. And everyone in the comments section was like, Malik, my favorite. So I did some research and I found this show just last month. I had no idea who Clary or Jace or any of these people were, but now I'm hooked on this magical world. I just started reading the books too, and even though I must agree the show is way different from the books, I still love the show for the story, the characters, the drama, and the romance. The ships in this show are really sweet, like how Clary was able to bring back Jace before he completely lost himself, and how Simon and Izzy had so many other relationships and heartbreaks before they finally found each other. And I absolutely love all the representation. It's rare to find that kind of normalization of my community, and those ships are just so pure and adorable. Even though I only like girls, I have to say that my man crush is Magnus Bane. He's so cool and fun, and I love his sense of style. Alec and Magnus are so adorable, and when I realized Helen and Aline were together, I squealed like a little girl. And don't forget Ollie and Sam, and then I'm pretty sure my guy Lorenzo got someone too, but I don't remember who that was. Oop. But anyways, I love it, and you should watch it. Okay, bye, LMAO. 5 stars.
See, now here's a story where the author and the audience, there's no disconnect in that communication.
Yeah, they are. They are all on the same page.
Everybody's on the same page. Everyone's having a good time. And I gotta say, I love this reviewer. We talk a lot on the show about people that are willfully ignorant, that despite living in the information golden age, are adverse to finding their own information. This person saw some stuff, saw a clip on the internet with no context, thought it looked kind of neat, and voila, it took a few minutes to figure out what the fuck it was. Like, it's not that hard.
That's a good point. Boom, found the show, started watching the show, started reading the books, compares the two, enjoys both.
Just taking their life and their free time and their enjoyment of the world into their own hands. I love it.
And sharing that with us, sharing what they love about it.
No, that's doubly true. That's why we love reviews. That's a good reviewer. I mean, doesn't sound like the show for me. I don't know. Maybe if I watch the show, it's the type of it sounds like the type of show where you reluctantly watch 3 or 4 episodes with your girlfriend, and then like by the time you're on season 2, you're having those discussions. You're like, oh, what's gonna happen to Magnus this week?
Magnus, oof, he's brooding right now. That's just Magnus.
There's a lot of characters. This is like a Chinese novel. All these characters, like I could keep track of.
It's an epic.
It is an epic. Wow.
Just people wanting to get it on and stuff.
People that tried to get it on with a bunch of other people and it wasn't working out and their heart was broken, but then they found each other and they mended each other's hearts. Isn't that wonderful?
I do love that. Yeah. Like if you came from the books and it's like, man, I know these 2 characters are supposed to get together. When's it going to happen? And the series is like, we're not going to give it to you that easy.
Oh yeah, the series knowing its audience, playing with their expectations. That's interesting stuff.
Yeah, just like the Snow White movie.
You expect the queen to be played by a competent actress. But then Gal Gadot appears.
I saw it. I went by myself.
You saw it?
Yeah. I was enjoying it, and then Gal Gadot had a song, and I was like, what is happening?
Flashbacks to COVID, imagine.
A little. There was half of that and half of when I watched part of Amelia Perez with my girlfriend's family, and I was like, this is a drug trip and completely out of place in context and tone with everything else that's happened in the film so far. Yeah, it was. The movie overall, I thought it's fine. It's okay.
Sure. Yeah, which is a pretty good grade for live action Disney, I feel like.
Yeah. Then I don't know. There were songs I definitely enjoyed. Moments I certainly enjoyed. Gal Gadot's song and the reprise of that same song.
Not the reprise.
And then just most of her performance, even like her dress was clink because she's all diamonds and beauty. Like anytime she moved, you could hear the clink clink of like her jewel beads and stuff. That's assaulting my ears. I don't like that.
Maybe they're aware. Maybe the director was like wanted to make her terrible. Maybe it was a hit piece.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished.
The call is coming from within the house. All right. I turned my oven on and I forgot if I have any garbage in the oven, so we're going to take a break while I go check that.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to the fart smell of the internet, Craigslist, with some missed connections. We're going in the nasty zone. You thought this was already a nasty, gross episode? It's going to get worse.
Funny how
Probably.
the vibes always come together like that.
Probably going to get worse. I'm sorry. If you don't know what Craigslist is, turn this off right now and run away. You've remained pure, and I want you to stay that way.
Yep, that's true. You're already too deep into this internet nonsense. Go back. Go back to purity.
Honestly, the ones I found this week don't seem as bad as ones we've had before, maybe, but well, you never know. You never know. Anyway, let's start out with this missed connection titled Miss Sunshine, Miss Our Scrabble Games. Sunshine, it's been a while since we played Scrabble online. I never had any way to reach you other than in-game, but you left after a misunderstanding. You never gave me a chance to explain, and would love to now.
I'm sorry. I don't think they feel the same way about you as they do.
Bro, what kind of misunderstanding do you have during a game of Scrabble?
I'm sure there's probably a little messaging in the app. There's some shit talking.
There must be, yeah. Please!
You know, a joke that didn't go over well in text, and someone got mad, left, and now they're gone into the abyss.
You don't know any words longer than 6 letters.
Maybe I'm comfy with it because I know, internet friends come and go with the wind. That just happens.
Yeah.
The ones that stick will stick.
I found some interesting. Usually, like people don't know. People aren't using misconnections the way it should be used to actually get a result.
Mm-hmm.
I did find a couple that seemed like people are like. You'd think to be on Craigslist, you're missing at least half of your brain, but these people maybe have 3/4 of their brain. Here is a post reply. New York T for J. They write, I saw your post before it was flagged and removed. Could you be more specific? Please be honest because I won't respond unless I know exactly you're the person. I have things I would like to share as well. Thanks. Notable though that they're like T for J. So they're at least giving initials. And this is a reply. Someone saw the post. So like it actually worked, maybe-ish almost.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's an extreme coincidence.
No, that's true.
But
you have to believe that Misconnection says it worked at least a couple times.
I like the more straightforward approach of this post titled, Quan, it's me, Oakbrook Bob in Oakbrook. They write, Quan, call me if you see this. Let's talk. Bob, thumbs up emoji.
Hey.
I mean.
What more you need? Communication accomplished.
This is going to be a bit more the regular flavor. This is titled Chicago Produce in Albany Park. You were the girl showing me how to check if an eggplant is ripe. I need your help again. I forgot. Think there's any innuendo there? I don't know.
It's gotta be. I hope it is, because otherwise that's very Googleable.
He needs to take the eggplant into his own hands, is what you're saying.
Just slap it. You slap the fruit, and one day you'll understand what that means.
This one I can't decide if how I should feel about it. It's titled Dorcas Looking for Someone. They write, Hi. So weird. We didn't mean to match. Timing is everything, I suppose. But we hit it off, only to discover that we lived 2 worlds apart. So dumb. Was it the dress? Her hair? No. Her eyes. They smiled when she did. They looked caring. Real. Her lips? Enticing. Her voice? Well, it makes you realize that the most insignificant part of someone can tug at your heart like violin strings. I've thought about her the last few days and realized that this may be a missed connection forever. It's okay. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for you, Elle. I hope you find someone who appreciates your candor, your conversations. Yeah, I know it's sappy. It's just weird meeting someone who you'd want to spend real time with, grow with, learn about. Give them a bruh, chill, and then laugh about it till the sun comes up. Life has a funny way of humbling us. Sometimes we're held by something more, but often we're just a missed connection.
Whoa. All I want to say about that is no woman's voice is insignificant.
Ooh.
That's right. That's right. Never forget it. Woman.
Okay, yeah, I have one more misconnection. I forgot about this one. Titled, You Used to Work at Petco, Oak Lawn. I used to talk to you about my goldfish tank and the pond I made. I went out of my way to stop in more often than I needed to, just in hopes of catching you there. But eventually I stopped seeing you there and figured you had moved on. I still think about our interactions and almost wish I had invited you over to see my fish. You were kind of an alternative girl, and I am kind of your basic white guy, but not basic at all.
You're kind of an it's just when the misconnection is losing you points, you just don't. You gotta run that by a homie. You know how homies give their phones with Tinder on them to their homie and hey, do my bio, do some matches for me.
Yeah, send some stuff out to some people.
Right, you gotta run this by. You gotta run this misconnection by some people.
Maybe that was the bro's help. He's like, don't just say you're a basic white guy. Just say you're not basic at all, though.
Yeah, say make a cool joke out of being not basic with that line.
Okay, we're jumping over to the generals for a few more. This one feels like it could be in the misconnections, but it's not. It's titled Crafty Seamstress Desired. And they write, looking for an older seamstress that's still driven with a creative mind. I have a few small sewing projects now and again regarding some light leather repairs and clothing alterations. An older, mature, active woman, late 50s, mid-60s, with a sense of life's twisted humor. If you can sew and your interest is piqued by my vague desire, drop me a line and I will answer your query.
Just open the yellow pages, you fucking... This isn't like the Renaissance. Wait, just like find, I don't know. It's like pre-Renaissance. That's like Greek. I'm looking for a seamstress of a particular temperament.
A leather worker is kind of an obscure profession.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're low-key kind of looking for someone who's maybe a bit kinky too.
I feel like you just gotta take up your, you gotta do it on your DIY that shit at that point. That's on you. If you're so fucking particular about the personality quirks of your leather work, or even if you're trying to flirt or something, I don't know, you sound stupid. You sound stupid, man.
I got a stupid. I skipped over this one just because the person's stupid. This is back in Misconnection, Southwest Dallas to Chicago. You sat behind my family. I kept looking at you, hoping you would notice. You looked a few times. Hopefully you see this. Would like to talk with you.
So creepy.
So this was on a flight. It sounds like
yeah.
If someone sat behind you and you were looking back at them, no kidding, they're facing forward.
They got nowhere else to look. At one point, yeah, you just gotta talk to them. By look 3, you gotta find a way to talk to them.
You gotta do something.
You gotta do something. It's just, it's there's only so many. When you're deliberate about, okay, my plan is just to look until they talk to me.
They'll get it, yeah.
They're gonna think you're weird. Spoken as a dude who people think is weird a lot. That's not the move, brother.
I forgot I skipped over this one too. I feel like we've got time. This one, Misconnection again. We have identical trucks, St. Charles. We were each filling our tanks at the pumps by Costco. We exchanged big grins when we realized we have the same truck. You gave me a signal like you wanted me to follow you, but you finished before me, and the Costco lot was jammed full. I couldn't find you. We both drive black Ram 1500 Laramie Crew.
Ugh.
Mine's a 2024. Hit me up and maybe we can meet this weekend.
Well, I was about to say, Ram, that's a red flag, man. But I guess 2 red flags gotta fly together.
Yeah. They look well when they're next to each other.
I do get a certain hey when I see another Chevy Malibu rolling down the road, especially same color, similar year,
brother.
Right? Oh yeah, you were led to the same decision as me when purchasing a car.
You know what it's like.
We
sit in the same seat.
Right. Your butt feels the same thing I do every day. There's some sort of kinship there, definitely. But like, I don't know.
To go get a drink? Yeah, maybe not.
Right.
Just like a little wave on the road.
A little wave, a little howdy. It sounds like a goodbye wave turned into a follow me wave in their head. And when I was driving through the mountains of Montana, there was a Corvette I was following. Because I was like, damn, cool Corvette. And I sort of did an engine rev and follow them through some traffic. They knew that I was aware of them. They were aware of me. They did like a wave to follow thing, like, come on, cool Chevy boy. And there's like another SUV sort of following them. And I was both following them because, hey, cool Corvette. And also because, this person is going through traffic at the speed I would like to go to. But if a cop sees that, they will definitely pull over the Corvette instead of the dad sedan. So
you be the leader.
Right. I was happy to get on that warp gate. And then they at some point the SUV and the Corvette exited, and I did have that feeling like I should exit too, so I can tell this guy he has a cool Corvette, and that was fun to drive with him and maybe make a friend. But then I was an adult and been like, actually, I don't have to pee, and my gas tank's pretty full, and I'm on a long road trip. But let me just keep going here. I didn't go to Misconnections about it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Well, I'll end here. This is a general post again titled Free Life Coaching, Chicago. Hi, hope you are all well. A few years ago, I got into life coaching as a way to help others, which is something I enjoy. I was hoping to turn it into a success, but it didn't seem to go anywhere as I wasn't sure how to go about it or meet enough people. Anyways, as a result, I haven't done much coaching, and as opposed to just leaving it completely, I've decided to enjoy it by offering free life coaching for those who are interested. Thank you.
I mean, doing sort of volunteer work while you build a client base is one way to do a business, but like, I don't know. It's not, assuming he actually has the life coaching part down, he's gifted. Just buy a small business for dummies book, man, and that'll tell you all the shit about finding clients you need.
Honestly, yeah, because his proof of concept doesn't look too good so far.
Right. It sounds like no one wanted to fuck with him, so he's like desperately searching for anyone, and it's just, that's not how it's going to get you some people to hang out with.
My business, a failure. My interpersonal skills, abysmal. But hey, let me coach you. The pro bono, dude. It's no big deal.
Pro bono. I'll give you unsolicited. Well, if you ask me to, then it's not unsolicited. So you're got. Get solicited to.
Yeah, I guess if he's on Craigslist, so he's got no clue.
Craigslist is crazy to start a business, low key, unless it's like a thing that people go to for Craigslist. Who's going for life coaching on there? No one.
Ugh. Yeah, they're looking for missed connections.
Do life coaches think they're like better than therapists?
Maybe.
Because I was thinking, do I need a life coach? No, I'd just rather see a therapist.
Yeah. That'd be effective.
I guess some people just want advice. They don't want to be told like how to better themselves. It's like two different things. They just want to win the game. They don't care.
Yeah. So you're going to buy some Lego sets and put them in your attic for a year. And you're going to sell those Lego sets.
I mean, that's hey, probably, but you just gave better advice than this guy was going to give anybody.
Probably.
All right. Thank you for weighing in the swamp for us.
Yeah, it's gross.
It got up past your boots and down in there and filled them up. But at that point, you might as well just die in the swamp. It's all over.
Like, what's that dang horse's name?
Oh, from Neverending Story.
Yeah. Just take me.
Yeah.
Something with an A, right? Asterac,
Aliad, arthritis medication, something like that. But we won't make you cry about dead horses. Instead, we're going to be talking some more about some horse power. I talked about my Chevy Malibu I have from Kelly, KBB.com. That's right, Kelly Blue Book, the trusted resources. Reviews for the Chevy Malibu. These reviews are just for any year. I think they both mention. I have a 2014. I am in love with my car. Not to say I wouldn't love for her to get some plastic surgery. Maybe her whole entire personality, her heart to be taken out and put a new one in and sort of get a whole new personality. I'd love that even more, but I like my car. It gets me from point A to point B. It's got comfy seats. But let's hear what Danielle and Baser 2020 have to say about their car. I think this one. We'll start with Danielle here. She left a review last year. She titles it "For a Daily Commute, Not the Worst." Pros: look stylish, huge bucket seats, averaging 36 miles per gallon. Cons: auto stop start, bad shifter, small mirrors. I got this car used in 2020 with 35K miles. I think it must be talking about 2017, 2016. Yeah, 17. It lasted me 2 years of daily driving and a cross-country road trip before I had a clunking whenever I was reversing. Turns out it wasn't an issue, just a bothersome noise. Knuckle had to be fixed. That ran me about $2,000. Another year was great. About 3 years after and 70K miles put on it, I started feeling play and looseness in the steering wheel. For commuting 1 hour 30 minutes every day at 75 miles an hour, it felt unsafe. I enjoyed my time with my LS17 Malibu. It's not a long-term car. Mine had tint and fancy rims that made black on black look superb. Would randomly get reduced power, and it would kick me to 25 miles an hour. Shut off, turn back on. It was fine. That hadn't happened in a year or so. Only happened about 10 times total. Another huge issue I faced: if you throw it into park too quickly, it'll tell you it has to be put in park before it can shut up. Sometimes one wiggle would turn it off. Sometimes 5 minutes of wiggling my shifter wouldn't register. But if you leave it on, it'll kill your battery. The auto stop start was a nuisance. I wish I had the choice to turn it off indefinitely. It only states it saves 50 miles in a year. I never had to replace the starter, but I can imagine 50 miles a year doesn't mean much when the starter is more pricey. 3 stars.
Before I forget that, I wish I could turn off the auto stop start indefinitely. I might want to turn it back on at some point, but I don't know. Certainly not permanently.
I need the kill switch, not a kill button.
Oh my God, there were some things in there that made me go pale.
Right, there's some. I take good care of my car, and then describes a bunch of ways you're just killing that thing.
Yeah, I just throw it in a park. Just when I don't even feel like it, I just do it sometimes.
If I'm gonna park and I'm still going, I'm just gonna put it in park. I'm still moving.
I like to jerk forward. God, feels good.
I like to hear my transmission just tear itself apart from the inside.
Stupid car doesn't know it's in park.
Well, check this out. You in park yet? Let me do this for 5 fucking minutes. The scariest one, though, is the getting put in reduced power mode.
Yeah,
shut it off.
It just
turn it
turns off.
and then rolling. Not letting the mechanic know. Not asking anyone about it. It's
no
fine.
problem. Only happens a couple times. I just have to drive an hour and a half every day to work at 75 miles. What? Where? Why?
Yeah.
Your life. I weep for it.
It better be a damn good job for me to commute that much. And if it is that good, I'm just getting an apartment by the job.
Yeah, it's got to be like a perfect situation at work and like the perfect pad that you come back to. Because an hour and a half.
3 hours a day.
Driving every day.
Make sure 8 and might be a 9, knowing modern, into a 12 or a 13.
Insane.
I had a 45-minute commute one time, and that's the way it made my life miserable. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. If I were still on a full in office schedule, I would not still be where I work.
But yeah, this is just emblematic of like, yeah, I drive 3 hours a day every day in my car at 70 miles an hour. All the stuff that's wrong with it, I just fuck with it until it's not wrong, and then wonder why stuff is wrong.
It doesn't feel safe, but yeah, I don't know.
Right now, I have a check engine light, but I'm fully aware of what it's for. I went to AutoZone. I got the code. I'm like, that's what I thought it was. It's this part. I'm gonna wait a week or so to replace it. You know, that's a little different than getting put into reduced power mode and just saying, fuck it, we ball.
What's the worst that could happen?
Your car is screaming. Your car is saying if it goes any more, it's gonna blow a fucking head gasket or worse. And he said, "Well, let me just reset you."
It's got this sick black on black rims, and the heavy tint though.
I want that too, but I'm a little more concerned about my head gaskets being attached to the pistons. First, but enough dunking on Danielle. Let's see what Basser 2020 here. They titled their review "Nice Car to Drive." The pros: 30 miles to the gallon is the worst so far. 42 is the best. Cons: the drivability in the snow. I like everything about this car except ... It is terrifying to drive in the snow when two sets of tire tracks are running through unplowed, snowy roads. I have a good friend with the same car and same complaint. His car has a different rim and tire package, so it's not the tires. The rear end wants to step out in these conditions. The first time I drove it in the snow, the car turned sideways within 100 yards at 35 miles per hour. I took it to my dealer, and they checked the alignment and showed me all is well with it. Hopefully it's a good set of snow tires will help out next winter. 4 stars.
That's horrifying.
It's a front wheel drive car, not known for it handling the snow, but I was doing Instacart deliveries across Wisconsin all winter. And all I did was I got all-terrain or all-season tires, not winter tires, all seasons, and I threw a couple sandbags in the back. Bada bing, bada boom, you got a winter beast.
That's what I was going to ask. Does it show like where Baser is from? Because that it's a place that
that doesn't snow quite often.
It doesn't snow quite as much then. Maybe he's a little whip baby. Don't know how to drive in the snow.
They said 100 yards at 35 miles an hour. There's lots of conditions where I'm not taking my car 35 miles an hour for 100 yards. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And in the snow, no siree. No snow siree.
Gotta chill. Got a full.
Here on the West Coast. Maybe you'll think this take is funny. Everyone has the winter and summer tire set. You're a damn delinquent if you run the same tires all season. Isn't that as a Midwesterner who gets Chicago? It gets as much snow as anywhere in the U.S. except the extreme examples like Keweenaw Peninsula and the top of Maine, obviously, but. Chicago gets its fair share. How many people do you know that have winter tires?
Oh no,
none, right?
No.
we just raw dog it, man. We just learn to drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Silly. Where am I going to put an extra set of tires? What are you talking about?
Yeah. What are you
under my bed?
Especially West Coast. You all can't afford garages.
Garages or basements or things like that. Nah.
You keep them at grandma's house? I think a lot of the mechanics will keep them for you. Hey, we'll keep your summers here to guarantee that business.
Okay.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I just think it's funny. It's like, why don't you just learn to drive instead of putting fancy tires on?
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
The first thing, before I even drove straight down a road, my dad brought me to the high school parking lot during a snowstorm when it was all iced over and it was empty. And he said, "Okay, I'm going to turn the traction off. I want you to feel what it's like. I want you to, steer crappy and feel what it's like to swerve. And I want you to learn to counter steer." And he taught me how to counter steer. That was the first thing I learned.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Just teach your kids
to
drive.
Pay us all a visit. Yeah.
Just have a dad who loves you and will teach you things. That's all you got to do, people. All right. Holy moly, we're about done here, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah. The double review really crushed it at the end. That's all right. Jam-packed episode. So thank you for making it to the end of this peanut butter jam. I think you'd like to know, real one, welcome to the club, that we got new episodes every Tuesday. That's right, #Tuesday. Reviews Day. If you'd like to send in an absurd review for us to muse, guffaw over, please send an email with a hyperlink or a screenshot of it to reviewparty.com at gmail.com, just like Ben did. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thanks, dude. If you want to reach out to us in some other way, shape, form, or fashion, at reviewparty.com on Instagram and TikTok, at reviewpartypod on Twitter/X. You can find our stuff on YouTube, on Letterboxd, and our website, reviewparty.com, where there's the blog, where there's the shop, where there's the newsletter sign up, where there's just lots of blue and content and space for you to be whoever you want to be. It's a fact.
So let's just stretch out in there. Thanks to our buddies Nosebleeds for letting us use their jam bread for breakfast throughout the episode. If you like that song, I know you do. It's a good tune. You can find a bunch more great tunes by them on their Spotify. Nosebleeds, one word. I've been good about the random drops lately. Follow, subscribe, favorite wherever you listen, like on iTunes, on Spotify. Leave a review. That's where the review podcast. It's very nice to have a bunch of nice reviews for us. If it's lovely or funny and it's 5 stars, we'll definitely read it on the show. Even if it takes us a while to notice. But hey, the more you leave, the more we'll be checking on that business. Follow, subscribe, favorite, turn on notifications, hit the bell, all that good stuff. I think you can even leave comments on episodes on Spotify now.
You can.
We're on YouTube. Check out our YouTube. I'm going to get that thing firing on all cylinders again. Lovely shorts. If you're a YouTube short enjoyer, we'd love to have you hitting that subby button. Hey. I've got a review to finish us out here. Went for an easy finish this week. Went to the source on Letterboxd. Got Day of the Dead. Directed by George A. Romero.
Ooh.
This is one of the Deads. This one came out in 1985. I don't know if I've seen this one, but our friend Will Sloan definitely has. They write, Night of the Living Dead was downbeat, but this one is clinically depressed. 5 stars.
I don't even know what that means.
Shit's brooding.